Danielle, and this is Chatter Out Loud, a podcast where I share thoughts and TV commentary on shows I like to watch. Now, before I start, I want to ask that you go ahead and like, follow, share, and subscribe. And on YouTube, where I upload my companion episode of my podcast, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. This way you can get a notification every time I post a new episode and you won't miss out. So welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. Your presence is very much appreciated. All right, I'm back with another Hallmark movie review. A Tale of Love is the name of the movie. This is the final movie in the Spring Into Love series on Hallmark. Have you watched or enjoyed the other movies? Right? I've only seen 4 out of the 5 of them, but I plan to watch the one I missed, which was A Royal Runaway Romance. And I plan to watch that one really soon, so look out for that review. It's coming. So tonight, though, I want to talk about A Tale of Love. It stars Brittany Bristow, who plays Bella Channing. It has Chris McNally, who plays J.R. Starkard. And the synopsis is as follows. When Bella discovers funding for her dog rescue center is being discontinued, she turns to J.R., a caring soldier who not only becomes detached to one of her beloved rescues, but also to her. So the opening of the movie with all of the puppies immediately melt my heart. The dogs were very cute and very well behaved and trained. We saw that. When I feed my dog, I have a Sheltie. His name is Alex. I actually do the same thing. He stays put while I feed him or, get his food into the bowl. And he stays there until I say, go ahead. And then he runs to the bowl and eats. So I really appreciate it when she was looking at all the dogs after she fed them or put the food in the bowls. And they all were just sitting there and she's like, okay. And they all ran over there. So that was pretty cute. And then how much did we love little Finnegan? I think that was his name when he ran out and he ran out to eat. He was the last one out to eat. So that was cute. I did get a chuckle out of the dogs watching the cat on the television. They were all barking. So that was pretty cute. And when we were introduced to Indy, Indy was cute, had a lot of energy, and we just loved Indy, right? So hands down, the puppies and the dogs were cute, and I was happy to see them every time they were on the screen. So that part of the movie I really, really loved. I thought that the performances were pretty good. I did get that warm feeling and my heart broke during that scene with Brittany, or I should say Bella, the character Bella, when she was crying. I felt it was believable and I felt the emotion, right? I didn't cry, but I did feel it, right? I think there's very few actresses who can make me cry like that. I know, I guess I could, if I sat down and really thought about it, in terms of Hallmark, I would say Nikki DeLoach. In 5 more minutes, that one scene when she ran out the door was saying, Grandpa, oh my gosh. That's the most recent one, I should say. But anyway, Bella, when she started to cry, that was a believable moment and I felt the emotion, right? I felt like she had a good performance. When she read the letter notifying them of the funding being pulled and talking to Nana, she was kind of perturbed. So I believed that. I believed her in that scene. I felt she was really, really good in the movie. I also felt Chris McNally had a good performance. Was I the only one that jumped up in excitement when he was on the phone telling Ed he found the papers? I believed him in that scene. And when he was first confronted by Bella, I believed it too. I don't know if I felt the end when he proclaimed his love for Bella. I don't know. It just didn't hit me like his other scenes. The other strong reaction I had towards a character in this movie was with Rachel. Yeah, Rachel. She was a not so nice person in the movie. She was somewhat crude and a little harsh. when she tried to take the papers, I just thought it was just mean. And I really had a reaction to her. I didn't like Rachel, the character in the movie. I looked up the actress's name that played Rachel. And let me see. I wrote it down here. Hold on. Stephanie Moore. Stephanie Moore. She played Rachel in this movie. And Rachel, that character was not so nice. But Stephanie Moore did a fantastic job in that role. Because I reacted to her. And generally, in my opinion, I think when you have strong reactions to characters like that, that's a good sign of great acting, right? That's a sign of great acting. So yeah, I responded or reacted to Rachel. I didn't like that character, but the acting was great. I also enjoyed Miss Jill from Channel 19 of Bridal Falls TV, the reporter. She was played by Toya Alexis, and I liked her. I thoroughly enjoyed her interest into Rachel's office to get a comment based on them giving Bella's rescue center notice to vacate. The way she just walked in, I don't know. I really liked it. And when she walked out, really, Rachel kind of escorted her out. Jill said, "No problem, Queen. I know how I came in." Yes, that made me chuckle. So I liked her. Nana. I love Nana. Lily was her name in the movie. Her crush on Mr. Ed was adorable. All of the cookies she made for their lunch date, that was pretty cute. It was nice to see her have a love interest. So I like that part. And Nana was full of wisdom too. And as most Nanas are, I know my Nanas were. They're angels now, both of them. But they had a lot of wisdom to share with me growing up. So I related to Bella's relationship with her Nana. Right? Now, getting into the plot of the movie. The plot began with Bella, who ran Bella's rescue center for dogs, tried to get sponsors and funding after the Stockard Pet Foods Company not only withdrew their funding, but the new ownership, the person that was to take over the company, which was Rachel, gave them notice to vacate the property. And this, of course, put the rescue center and Bella and Lily's life's work and their purpose into jeopardy. Rachel claimed she owned the property the rescue center was on, and a large part of the movie was them trying to find the docs that supported the claim that Lily made when she said no, her and her husband, her late husband, they had purchased the property long ago and they owned it outright, but they spent the large part of the movie was trying to find those documents to prove it, right? JR is introduced to us because he is an heir to the Stockard Pet Foods Company, and he came home to finalize. He's in the military. He came home to finalize and close that deal with Rachel. And JR, just like I said, he's in the military, and they toy with us by saying he's been recalled and will deploy to Iraq within the week. This part of the movie I had a hard time with. I get what they were trying to develop in the story here, but as a military wife, my husband was a Marine. Well, once a Marine, always a Marine. But anyway, the recall, yes, I'd believe that in the storyline, right? That's a real thing. However, I don't know if I believe that making a simple request for a transfer is as simple as it seemed in the movie, right? But you have to remember, or not you, but I had to remind myself, this is Hallmark, right? We love the happy endings in the movies. That's why we watch, right? So I just went with it. But in real life, it's much more difficult to get out of a deployment like that. Especially them making reference to Iraq, with everything that's happening in the world. And not only that, I think it would be kind of hard to write and keep it light in a Hallmark movie. So I get why it was so easy to say, oh, I put in a request to transfer. Like, I get it. Okay. I did enjoy the excitement in the end with Nana wanting to kick up her heels. She was ready, right? She was going to kick up her heels. That made me smile. I like how Indy liked JR immediately. Although we could have gotten more between JR and Indy. No? I think we could have gotten more scenes with them. I think, right? Maybe. And throughout the movie, Bella denied her feelings she was developing for JR, so we like that build-up. I like the build-up. Now, it may be an unpopular opinion, and the McNallys, please don't cancel me. But JR proclaiming his love for Bella, I don't know. It didn't do it for me. I know. I just didn't feel it. And if I'm honest, yeah, I didn't feel it. I'm sorry. I didn't feel it. I did like the line when he said, if you're ever lucky enough to find love, don't let it go. I like that line. So kudos to the writers. But that's about all I like with that. Other observations in the movie, A Tale to Love. I like the dog spaces. They weren't crates. They were like mini spaces, like dog stables. And I like that. Very doggy friendly. The premise of the movie in terms of the dog adoptions and how they supported troops with PTSD, I thought that was a good message and I could get behind that. I like that. Overall, the movie was good. If I had to rank this movie out of all of the movies in the Spring Into Love series, there were 5 total. I'd put this one at number 4. And that's only because I haven't seen a Royal Runway Romance yet. So we had A Second Chance at Love. This is my ranking. And it could change after I watch a Royal Runway Romance. But for now, my ranking in terms of the 5 movies in the Spring Into Love series, we have A Second Chance at Love. That was my number 1. Just One Kiss. And that is almost tied as my number 1. You know, I go back and forth, yeah, that's what I want to say about that. So number 1, A Second Chance at Love. Number 2 was Just One Kiss. Number 3 was Love Classified. And then this one, A Tale at Love, would be my number 4. And again, that's only because I haven't seen a Royal Runway Romance as of yet. So who knows what the ranking will look like afterwards. My ranking. This is for me only, right? And I do plan to watch a Royal Runway Romance soon. Yeah, I'm going to make some time over the next weekend. I don't think there's a new movie coming out next week, so maybe I'll take some time to watch it then, and then I'll have a review shortly after that. All right. So A Tale of Love, the final new Hallmark movie in the Spring Into Love series. Did you see the movie? What did you think? Let me know what you think in a comment below. Please and thank you. And that's all I have. So be sure to come back and give me a listen. I'd love for you to like, follow, share, and subscribe. And consider leaving me a comment. I love to engage with you. Okay? My name is Danielle, and you're listening to my podcast, Chatter Out Loud. Thank you so much for joining me. And as always, I appreciate your support. And that's all I have. Thanks again for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.